So we are here this morning for the Design Action Hour, and it also is the Behind the Design. Oh, I didn't even know. Beck probably did. Behind the Design for the journal, the August journal. So we are going to mastermind right now and record that. And so, Miss Amy Mead, I have been inspired by your nature design. Um, could you share your peace sign that you made that's hanging in your wall? Could you share like the behind the design of that?
Yeah. So you can see it.
Yeah.
Um, so we were on vacation last week with my family. So me,
Yeah.
my boys, and my parents were with us and the dogs. And we were in the Catskills in New York, and it was like tons of farms
Mm,
everywhere,
yeah.
which was really beautiful. Like in the mountains, just these little tiny towns, like little country stores, antique
Oh,
shops. And we drove by this house, and a lot of houses um, just had really pretty, like natural decoration.
yeah.
And one house had this giant peace sign made out of branches.
Yeah.
And I thought, I need that. And the home we were staying at, the Airbnb, she had told me in an email that they have lots of like um, flowers and herbs and things growing like on the property, and
Yeah.
that like we're happy to cut some if we
Uh-huh.
wanted. So I
Yeah.
thought, well, I'm sure that applies to like branches. So
it,
I went
it
around the
applies to
yard and
flowers.
yeah.
Yeah. It applies to
Um,
branches.
so I went around the yard and I collected some branches,
Yeah.
and um, I was like, all right, well, we're just gonna see how this goes. So I had gotten some like thin wire from the hardware store,
Yeah.
the local hardware store, and I just kind of put it together. And I used some fresh flowers
Yeah.
originally, and then those weren't going to last, so I bought some paper flowers,
That's
and I put
awesome.
paper flowers on yesterday. So
So awesome. So fun. It's so fun where it's hanging too, like that it's within the screen and all of that. So what does it mean to you to be able to design that?
I love peace signs. I have them all over the place. And I just love making things with nature. So, like
Yeah.
all of these little things in the background, like the flowers next to that, the
Yeah.
wreath that's on my door,
Yeah.
like those are, and I mean, they're artificial flowers, but like I've
Yeah.
made all of those.
Oh,
Um, and like I have tons of like real plants in my house too. I just love
yeah.
flowers and plants, and I just want
That's
to be like
awesome.
surrounded by them. So,
Mm, I love it. In the world of flowers and plants, I am notorious for not keeping them alive. And so all the succulents and all the anything, if you ever see a plant in the background, it's most likely fake in our house. So, but I figure I'm like, I'm gonna leave the green thumb to people that have the green thumb so I can design around the evergreen stuff that I don't need to water or give sunlight.
yeah. Well, and it's interesting too because I tend not to plant a lot in my yard.
Yeah,
Um, like I have trees, but I don't have a ton of flowers in my yard.
yeah,
Um, and I think like that's how I feel about growing things outside. And like
yeah,
I really want to do like an herb and vegetable garden, and I
yeah,
have not gotten there yet. Um, because I feel like I just don't have the knack of
right.
anticipating like how to counteract like
Yeah,
bad weather or when to water them, how much to
yeah,
water them, that kind of stuff.
yeah,
Like the plants inside, I just have like a natural rhythm, and we
yeah.
all grow together.
Yeah. Sister B may be a great if you want to have that. So if it's like an idea and you're like, oh, okay. But if you want to, she would be a great person to connect with.
Yeah, well, I just bought a bunch of like dried herbs,
Yeah.
and I was like, I could totally see. I think the way my brain works is I see something
Yes.
and I'm like, I could do that.
Yeah.
Instead of like, I could buy that.
Yes.
I did just buy some dried herbs, and like as I'm going through them, I was like, I should just
Yeah.
grow these things in my yard and then
Yeah.
dry them. And so,
Totally. Totally. All the steps of love in designing, like the for your, what do you call it, for your tea that you're going to create?
synchronicity.
Yes. I love it. I love the design behind that and the wordplay and all of that. That's awesome. Well, we are going to masterminding about the behind the design in your life. Like I love seeing the creativity and being able to know the inspiration behind the design. So that works really well with us being here. So
Mhm.
I'm gonna stop this recording and then start the recording for our journal hour.